Welcome back to the graveyard, everybody. My name is Mads, and as you can tell already, I'm in a different room of my house than the one I normally film in. Usually I film my videos in my office, but today I'm in my bedroom, and that's for good reason. I'm starting a brand new series, a brand new playlist on my channel, all about my Gothic homemaking journey. And I know a lot of goths on YouTube have already done videos like this. The reason I wanted to kind of throw my hat into the ring and do this is a little different. I'm a very low income goth. I am poor. I think there's no shame in saying that, especially with the way the economy is these days, not just in the United States, but several countries throughout the world. There's like a worldwide economic crisis happening right now. It's okay to say that you're poor, and it's okay to acknowledge that the fact that you're poor is not your fault. And unfortunately, that means I'm doomed to rent for quite a while. Now, while that is a nightmare scenario for a lot of people, I am very lucky and very privileged in the fact that I have two very amazing and kind hearted landlords. We got really lucky. I was very careful when we were leaving an abusive situation, which is the reason we left our first house where I first started this channel. I wanted to get out fast because the dude we were living with was bad news. But I also wanted to make sure that I did this right. I wanted to reach out to potential landlords ahead of going to see the property to get a feel of what they were like. And as soon as I started speaking to this landlord, I knew she was good news. She was like, "I don't care about credit score. Like you're literally renting. Why should that be a big deal to me? Like the whole point of you renting is going to be that hopefully you can work on your credit scores enough that one day you can afford to buy a house of your own. That should be one of the points." And I was like, "See, you get it." She was like, "I don't need like a million months of financial statements to prove that you make enough money. I just want to know that you either have a job right now or you have proof that you have enough money to support yourself. I just want to know that you can make the rent." They even said they had no problem with pets, which is wonderful because I've seen so many people stuck in this horrible situation right now where it's them or their beloved fur babies. And I can't imagine going through something like that. Like, I've said a million times, and I'll say a million times more, I would rather be homeless in a box with my cats than have to give them up to get a different place to live. And no judgment at all to people who have been forced into that situation. I understand that there's not always something you can do. It literally is homelessness versus bringing your pets with you, and it's horrible. Like, what's the point in having stuff like expensive deposit? Most of them are over $1,000 these days. If you're not going to let people have a pet there, and if you're doing inspections anyway, if you're a rental property, you should be able to tell if the pet is causing damage to the property and be like, "Hey, this is coming out of your rent this month." Simple as, like, there's your solution. So they've been really, really nice. So nice, in fact, that we've been here since I think 2019. They've only ever raised the rent one time. They gave us many months advance notice, and she was so apologetic over a $75 increase. She apologized probably four different times in four different methods, and we were like, "Dude, it's fine." Like, most of our friends are panicking because they're getting like a $300 increase. $75 is nothing. It's okay. We promise. All that to say, we acknowledge that as much as we would love to be homeowners in the near future, it probably isn't in the cards for us because of being low income. And because we have a good thing going and we have decent landlords who really care about our well being and being good people, not exploiting us or anything, um, we're sticking out here as long as we can, basically until we can find a house to actually own one day. And we're fine with that. But we were sitting down, my wife and I, talking about it, and we were like, well, if we're here for the foreseeable future, we need to turn this into a home because we never like fully decorated it the way that we wanted it to be. It's really hodgepodge, as you can see from the background behind me right now, because everything was like, oh, like put it up with command hooks and stuff and don't make anything too crazy because we didn't know how long we were going to live here at the time. And then COVID hit and everything changed. So we're like, well, we're at the point now where like we don't feel as bad about nailing things to the wall and stuff because I'm one of those tenants where when one day, hi Sarabi, I'm ready to leave this property behind. I am going to leave it 100% better than the day we moved in. I will be repainting, I will be patching, I will be seeing that the floors are done. I'll have professional cleaners come in, so I'm not that worried about decorating. So, this is the situation I'm in. So, I have a wife. My wife wakes up at 4 in the morning for work. So she actually sleeps in the guest room during weekdays. We sleep together on the weekends. I promise we're fine. We love each other. Just it's a courtesy thing toward me because she knows I have a different work schedule. So I was like, well, since you spend a lot of your time in the guest room slash office, why don't you start putting your stuff? Most of her stuff is like the anime things and everything in here in there and making that like your personal space. Make it look whatever way makes you happy. Put your 3D modeling kits and stuff for Dungeons and Dragons in there. Do whatever you want with it. And the bedroom here, I will turn into my space, a little gothic space that I can like film my YouTube videos in and stuff that actually suits my personality and looks the way I've always wanted it to look. And she was like, I love that idea. So she's going to start pulling down like this stuff and putting it in the office, and I'm going to start decorating this room. Now, a couple things that make my little gothic homemaking of my bedroom a little bit different than other ones. One, like I said, I'm very poor. It is going to take a while for me to acquire everything that I want for this room. I'm going to be doing it on a strict budget. I'm going to explain where I got things, how much they cost, and why I chose the places I did to acquire these items. A lot of them are coming from places like Depop and stuff. Some of it's going to be like, I have end tables in here already. They just look really granny and I need to repaint them. So I'll show you the repainting journey and stuff I go on. I want you to see that you can do this on a very tight budget. And it's okay if you can't do it all at once. Yes, I know all of us want to make our living space exactly the way we want it right away. Understandable. I'm in the same boat. That isn't always a reality for us, though. The stuff I've been collecting for this room, I've been collecting for 5 years now, and I'm still not finished. I still need to get furniture for the room and stuff because, like, that white shelf right there, that's my wife's. I want her to have in there for her figures and stuff. I don't want to just commandeer her furniture from her grandmother and grandfather. So I want to show you that it's okay that sometimes it takes a long time. It's okay to thrift a lot of what's in your Gothic space. It's okay to repaint a lot of it, and that even repainting it can be done on a strict budget. It's okay. You don't have to go and do all of it all at once. I also want to do this because my wife has ADHD, and ADHD, for all of its gifts that it can give a person, can also make things like cleaning very difficult and getting rid of things difficult. And I try to be very, very understanding with her about that. I understand that if she's not cleaning an area that I've asked her to clean, or if she's not getting rid of stuff that's been sitting in the attic for years, she's not trying to be like a pill about it. It's because it's legitimately difficult for her. She also, on top of the ADHD, has gone through some family trauma that makes it even more difficult than most people with ADHD to let go of stuff. So I'm going to be showing you a lot of befores and afters of this room because a lot of what's in here has been here since she used to sleep in here more often, spend a lot more time in here than she does now. So there are some ADHD tornado sites in this bedroom. And I'm going to be showing you the tornado sites because so many videos are people trying to desperately like scrub every square inch of their bedroom, make it as perfect looking as they possibly can. I mean, hell, I even saw they on TikTok once who was like, I watch true crime, and every time they go through the victim's house after they've been murdered, they show like every square inch of the house, and some of them are so messy. Oh my gosh, I always make sure my house is spotless because I can't imagine if somebody ever murders me, how embarrassing it will be for people to see what a mess my house could have been. And I'm like, oh, if I'm murdered, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that somebody I know murdered me, not the state my house was in. Also, as someone else who has consumed true crime in the past, the last thing I'm worried about is how messy the person's house is. I'm usually like, this is horrible that somebody murdered them. So stop worrying about it. Life is messy. Life is hard sometimes. Sometimes you're going through a lot mentally, physically, just time wise, you're working a lot more hours or something, and messes happen. It's okay. It's in human nature to collect things. That's what we do. We collect things that we care about and we hold on to them and cherish them. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful positive side of humanity, in my opinion. I want you to see the little messes in my room so that you don't feel as much shame if you have little messes in yours. It's okay. I'm going to show you what stuff is being let go, what stuff is being reorganized, and how I'm going to reorganize this room as a disabled individual so that if you're struggling and you're like, I don't like living in a messy room or a disorganized room, but it's hard for me, I can show you a cheap and easy way to keep things more decluttered and stuff. So hopefully you'll enjoy going on this little journey with me. Today, there's going to be absolutely no progress whatsoever. Today, all I'm doing is sitting down here in this room, showing you what it's going to look like before I do anything with it, so that if you are in a similar situation, you don't feel as upset and frustrated with yourself over it. It's okay. And with each thing I change in this room, there will be a brand new video in this playlist so that you can see what I'm working on in what order. And hopefully that also helps you if you're on a tight budget and it's going to take you a long time to redo your whole room, redecorate, do whatever you want to make it your own space. You're not as hard on yourself. Very few people can afford to totally redo a room right now. You are not alone, I promise. So with all that said, I'm going to now show you what this room currently looks like. All right, so this is the state of the bedroom as of right now. As you can see, I've already decluttered quite a lot of stuff, but there is quite a ways to go still. And like I said before, that is okay. It is a very small and very rectangular shaped room. So the first big hurdle I had to deal with is how am I going to fit new furniture in here? What am I getting rid of? What am I adding to it? This is an ADHD tornado site. Anytime I ask my wife to please bring something up from downstairs because I'm too tired or having a bad pain day, it ends up on this. If you are someone with ADHD, having random desks and tables in a space like this can be a recipe for disaster because you just end up tempted to throw things onto it. And again, doesn't mean you're a bad person. I understand how that happens. So I'm going to be decluttering everything off of this and then fully getting rid of that desk. It's useless, it's pointless. It was here from when we had roommates and they never took it away with them when they moved out. It's just annoying me right now. And as you can see, things fall off of it all day long, and I just simply cannot keep it clean. Every time I clean this thing, it ends up messy again within a week. Over here on the wall, this is a lot of her anime posters. These are all my wife's. I did not buy any of these. These are all her doing. Either she made them or bought them herself. Down here is a laundry basket where a bunch more shit always falls down. I want to move that and this little pink set of drawers into my closet. The closets in my bedroom and my office slash guest room are actually pretty spacious, but they're a perfect complete square, just a black hole with absolutely no kind of shelving or storage in them whatsoever. So again, ADHD tornado site, things just get thrown in there. So this too, this is where all my makeup currently lives. That is also going to end up in the closet as like clothing and shoe storage, because in the place of where this little chest of drawer thing is and that table with the green fabric hanging over it, I'm going to have a Gothic style vanity, which is going to suit me a lot better. This stuff is all going out too. That's all hers. I'm going to have a nice Gothic tapestry hanging up here on the wall that is very pretty to look at. It's a nice backsplash for the vanity I'm picking out. I'm going to have all of that as close to the window as I can for some nice natural light for when I'm doing my makeup and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be nice. Then over here we have the bed. The bed is a problem because one, it's only a full size and it came with the house. They just let me use it. I've never owned my own bed while I've lived in this state. So I'm getting a queen size mattress and headboard and completely getting rid of this. This is going downstairs to the basement. And I wash my sheets every week, but I have 4 cats and they make a huge mess of my bed sheets. So they always have cat hair. I'm investing in some bed sheets that repel animal hair a little bit so I don't have to worry about it quite as much as I currently do. This shelf belonged to her great grandfather. He actually made it himself and he liberated Dachau. So we have a lot of shelves that he made in our home and we're keeping those, but they're going into her room as well since it belongs with her and I don't want to like sit here repainting it without her permission. And Pooh Bear, as you can see, makes a huge mess. Every time I put stuff on these shelves, it's like a cat asshole magnet. They just want to destroy things on it. So I'm getting a cat-proof shelf. This is a box I was using for storage, but it just is used to annoy me all night by the cats. They just pull on it and bite on it and stuff and make all kinds of noise. So that's going. Now we come to the state of the carpet. These are all individual carpet squares that can be pulled up. I'm debating between either completely pulling them up one by one and putting them in a closet until we move one day, or just putting a rug over. But either way, a big rug is coming into this bedroom because this makes me insane. I sit here for hours every single week hand scraping stuff off this rug, vacuuming it, everything you can think of, steam cleaning it. It just magnetizes crap. There's no way to keep it clean because it's too short pile. I'm getting a longer pile rug to put over this instead so I can actually keep it clean. I'm not making any attempts to show you what the state of the closets is like. Just know it's another ADHD tornado site. I can't really show it to you because it's in that much disarray because as I told you guys, it's just a black hole. It's just a big empty void of space with no storage whatsoever in it. So that is one of the things I'll be working on. And I'm really excited to take you guys on this journey. If you are someone with neurodivergency who's struggled to maintain like a perfectly clean, perfectly tidy home and stuff, I hope this helped you feel less alone. Getting behind on stuff in your house isn't the mark of a bad person, and laziness doesn't exist. Stop letting people make you think that you're lazy. Laziness has never existed. If you are not doing something, there's a reason. Either you're too tired or you're too overwhelmed. Something is preventing you from doing it right now. And that's okay. You'll get it done when it's time for it to get done. Stop trying to glue yourself to a perfect schedule. Do something that makes you happy today, so long as you're hurting no one else in the process. And I'll see all of you again soon. Goodbye for now.